Ninth chapter. The blessed Lord said, To thee who dost not carp, verily shall I now declare this, the most profound knowledge, united with realization, having known which thou shalt be free from evil samsara. Of sciences the highest, of profundities the deepest, of purifiers the supreme, is this, realizable by direct perception, endowed with immense merit, very easy to perform, and of an imperishable nature. Persons without shraddha for this dharma return, O scorcher of foes, without attaining me, to the path of rebirth, fraught with death. All this world is pervaded by me in my unmanifested form. All beings exist in me, but I do not dwell in them. Nor do beings exist in me in reality. Behold my divine yoga, bringing forth and supporting the beings, myself does not dwell in them. As the mighty wind, moving always everywhere, rests ever in the akasha, know thou that even so do all beings rest in me. At the end of a kalpa, O son of Kunti, all beings go back to my prakriti. At the beginning of another kalpa, I send them forth again. Animating prakriti, I project again and again this whole multitude of beings, helpless under the sway of prakriti. These acts do not bind me, sitting as one neutral, unattached to them, O Dhananjaya. By reason of my proximity, prakriti produces all this, the moving and the unmoving. The world wheels round and round, O son of Kunti, because of this. Unaware of my higher state as the great Lord of beings, fools disregard me, dwelling in the human form. Of vain hopes, of vain works, of vain knowledge and senseless, they verily are possessed of the delusive nature of Rakshasas and Asuras. But the great-souled ones, O son of Pritha, possessed of the divine Prakriti, knowing me to be the origin of beings and immutable, worship me with a single mind, glorifying me always and striving with firm resolve, bowing down to me in devotion, always steadfast they worship me. Others too, sacrificing by the yajna of knowledge, i.e. seeing the self in all, worship me, the all-formed, as one, as distinct, as manifold. I am the kratu, I the yajna, I the svara, I the ausharam, I the mantra, I the ajyam, I the fire, and I the oblation. I am the father of this world, the mother, the sustainer, the grandfather, the purifier, the one thing to be known, the syllable Om, and also the Rik, Saman, and Yajas, the goal, the supporter, the Lord, the witness, the abode, the refuge, the friend, the origin, the dissolution, the substratum, the storehouse, the seed immutable. As sun I give heat, I withhold and send forth rain. I am immortality and also death, being and non-being am I, O Arjuna. The knowers of the three Vedas, worshipping me by yajna, drinking the soma, and thus being purified from sin, pray for passage to heaven. Reaching the holy world of the Lord of the Devas, they enjoy in heaven the divine pleasures of the Devas. Having enjoyed the vast Svaga world, they enter the mortal world on the exhaustion of their merit. Thus, abiding by the injunctions of the three Vedas, desiring desires, they constantly come and go. Persons who, meditating on me as non-separate, worship me in all beings, to them thus ever jealousy engaged, I carry what they lack and preserve what they already have. Even those devotees who, endued with shraddha, worship other gods, they too worship me alone, O son of Kunti, but by the wrong method. For I alone am the enjoyer and lord of all yajnas, but because they do not know me in reality, they return to the mortal world. Votaries of the Devas go to the Devas, to the Pitris go their votaries, to the Bhutas go the Bhuta worshippers. My votaries too come unto me. Whoever with devotion offers me a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, that I accept, the devout gift of the pure-minded. Whatever thou doest, whatever thou eatest, whatever thou offerest in sacrifice, whatever thou givest away, whatever austerity thou practisest, O son of Kunti, do that as an offering unto me. Thus shalt thou be freed from the bondages of actions, bearing good and evil results, with the heart steadfast in the yoga of renunciation, and liberated, thou shalt come unto me. I am the same to all beings. To me there is none hateful or dear, but those who worship me with devotion are in me, and I too am in them. If even a very wicked person worships me with devotion to none else, he should be regarded as good, for he has rightly resolved. Soon does he become righteous and attain eternal peace. O son of Kunti, boldly canst thou proclaim that my devotee is never destroyed. For taking refuge in me, they also, O son of Pritha, who might be of inferior birth, women, Vaishyas, as well as Sudras, even they attain to the supreme goal. What need to mention holy Brahmanas and devoted Rajarshis? Having obtained this transient, joyless world, worship thou me. Fill thy mind with me, be my devotee, sacrifice unto me, bow down to me, thus having made thy heart steadfast in me, taking me as the supreme goal, thou shalt come to me. The end of the 9th chapter designated the way of the kingly knowledge and the kingly secret. The 10th chapter. The blessed Lord said, Again, O mighty armed, do thou listen to my supreme word, which I, wishing thy welfare, will tell thee who art delighted to hear me. Neither the hosts of Devas nor the great Rishis know my origin, for in every way I am the source of all the Devas and the great Rishis. He who knows me, birthless and beginningless, the great Lord of worlds, he among mortals is undeluded, he is freed from all sins. Intellect, knowledge, non-delusion, forbearance, truth, restraint of the external senses, calmness of heart, happiness, misery, birth, death, fear, as well as fearlessness, non-injury, evenness, contentment, austerity, benevolence, good name, as well as ill fame, these different kinds of qualities of beings arise from me alone. The 7 great Rishis, as well as the 4 ancient Manus, possessed of powers like me, due to their thoughts being fixed on me, were born of my mind. From them are these creatures in the world. He who in reality knows these manifold manifestations of my being, and this yoga power of mine, becomes established in the unshakable yoga. There is no doubt about it. I am the origin of all, from me everything evolves, thus thinking the wise worship me with loving consciousness. With their minds wholly in me, with their senses absorbed in me, enlightening one another and always speaking of me, they are satisfied and delighted. To them, ever steadfast and serving me with affection, I give that Buddhi Yoga by which they come unto me. Out of mere compassion for them, I, abiding in their hearts, destroy the darkness in them, born of ignorance, by the luminous lamp of knowledge. Arjuna said, The supreme Brahman, the supreme abode, the supreme purifier art thou. All the Rishis, the Deva Rishi Narada, as well as Asita, Devala, and Vyasa have declared thee as the eternal, the self-luminous Purusha, the first Deva, birthless and all-pervading. So also thou thyself sayest to me. I regard all this that thou sayest to me as true, O Keshava. Verily, O Bhagavan, neither the Devas nor the Danavas know thy manifestation. Verily thou thyself knowest thyself by thyself, O Purusha Supreme, O Source of Beings, O Lord of Beings, O Deva of Devas, O Ruler of the world. Thou shouldst indeed speak without reserve of thy divine attributes, by which, filling all these worlds, thou existest. How shall I, O Yogin, meditate ever to know thee? In what things, Bhagavan, art thou to be thought of by me? Speak to me again in detail, Janardana, of thy yoga powers and attributes, for I am never satiated in hearing the ambrosia of thy speech. The Blessed Lord said, I shall speak to thee now, O best of the Kurus, of my divine attributes, according to their prominence. There is no end to the particulars of my manifestation. I am the Self, O Gurukesha, existent in the heart of all beings. I am the beginning, the middle, and also the end of all beings. Of the Adityas, I am Vishnu. Of luminaries, the radiant sun. Of the winds, I am Marichi. Of the asterisms, the moon. I am the Samaveda of the Vedas, and Vasava, Indra of the gods. Of the senses, I am Manas, and intelligence in living beings am I. And of the Rudras, I am Shankara. Of the Yakshas and Rakshasas, the Lord of wealth, Kuvera. Of the Vasus, I am Pavaka. And of mountains, Meru am I. And of priests, O son of Pritha, know me the chief, Brihaspati. Of generals, I am Skanda. Of bodies of water, I am the ocean. Of the great rishis, I am Brigu. Of words, I am the one-syllable Om. Of yajnas, I am the yajna of japa, silent repetition. Of immovable things, the Himalayas. Of all trees, I am the Ashvata, and Narada of Devarishis. Chitraratha of Gandharvas am I, and the Muni Kapila of the perfected ones. Know me among horses as Uchashravas, Amrita born, of lordly elephants, Airavata, and of men the king. Of weapons I am the thunderbolt, of cows I am Kamaduch. I am the Kandapa, the cause of offspring, of serpents I am Vasuki. And Ananta of snakes I am Varuna of water beings, and Ayaman of Pitris I am Yama of controllers, and Pralada am I of Dichi's progeny. Of measurers I am time, and of beasts I am the lord of beasts, and Garuda of birds. Of purifiers I am the wind, Rama of warriors am I, of fishes I am the shark, of streams I am Janavi, the Ganges. Of manifestations, I am the beginning, the middle, and also the end of all knowledges. I am the knowledge of the self, and Vada of disputants. Of letters, the letter A am I, and Vandava. Of letters, the letter A am I, and Devandva of all compounds. I alone am the inexhaustible time. I am the sustainer by dispensing fruits of actions, all formed. And I am the all-seizing death and the prosperity of those who are to be prosperous. Of the feminine qualities, I am fame, prosperity or beauty, inspiration, memory, intelligence, constancy, and forbearance. Of samas also, I am the Brihat Sama. Of meters, Gayatria am I. Of months, I am Margashirsha. Of seasons, the flowery season. I am the gambling of the fraudulent. I am the power of the powerful. I am victory. I am effort. I am Sattva of the Sattvika. Of the Vrishnis, I am Vasudeva. Of the Pandavas, Dhananjaya. And also of the Munis, I am Vyasa. Of the sages, Ushanas, the sage. Of punishers, I am the scepter. Of those who seek to conquer, I am statesmanship. And also of things secret, I am silence, and the knowledge of knowers am I. And whatsoever is the seed of all beings, that also am I, O Arjuna. There is no being, whether moving or unmoving, that can exist without me. There is no end of my divine attributes, O scorcher of foes, but this is a brief statement by me of the particulars of my divine attributes. Whatever being there is, great, prosperous, or powerful, that know thou to be a product of a part of my splendor. Or what avails thee to know all this diversity, O Arjuna? Know thou this, that I exist, supporting this whole world by a portion of myself. The end of the 10th chapter, designated Glimpses of the Divine Glory. 11th chapter. Arjuna said, "By the supremely profound words on the discrimination of self that have been spoken by thee out of compassion towards me, this my delusion is gone. Of thee, O lotus-eyed, I have heard at length of the origin and dissolution of beings, as also thy inexhaustible greatness. So it is, O Lord Supreme, as thou hast declared thyself. Still I desire to see thy Ishvara form, O Purusha Supreme. If, O Lord, thou thinkest me capable of seeing it, then, O Lord of Yogis, show me thy immutable self." The blessed Lord said, "Behold, O son of Pritha, by hundreds and thousands my different forms celestial, of various colors and shapes. Behold the Adityas, the Vasus, the Rudras, the twin Ashvins, and the Maruts. Behold, O descendant of Bharata, many wonders never seen before. See now, O Gurukesha, in this my body the whole universe, centered in one, including the moving and the unmoving, and all else that thou desirest to see. But thou canst not see me with these eyes of thine. I give thee supersensuous sight. Behold my yoga power supreme." Sanjaya said, "Having thus spoken, O King Hari, the great Lord of Yoga showed unto the son of Pritha his supreme Ishvara form, with numerous mouths and eyes, with numerous wondrous sights, with numerous celestial ornaments, with numerous celestial weapons uplifted, wearing celestial garlands and apparel, anointed with celestial scented unguents, the all-wonderful, resplendent, boundless, and all-formed. If the splendor of 1,000 suns were to rise up at once in the sky, that would be like the splendor of that mighty being. There in the body of the God of gods, the son of Pandu then saw the whole universe resting in one with its manifold divisions." Then Dhananjaya, filled with wonder, with his hair standing on end, bending down his head to the Deva in adoration, spoke with joined palms. Arjuna said, "I see all the Devas, O Deva, in thy body, and hosts of all grades of beings, Brahma, the Lord, seated on the lotus, and all the rishis and celestial serpents. I see thee of boundless form on every side, with manifold arms, stomachs, mouths, and eyes. Neither the end nor the middle, nor also the beginning of thee do I see, O Lord of the universe, O universal form. I see thee with diadem, club, and discus, a mass of radiance shining everywhere, very hard to look at, all around blazing like burning fire and sun, and immeasurable. Thou art the imperishable, the supreme being, the one thing to be known. Thou art the great refuge of this universe. Thou art the undying guardian of the eternal Dharma. Thou art the ancient Purusha, I ween. I see thee without beginning, middle, or end, infinite in power, of manifold arms, the sun and the moon thine eyes, the burning fire thy mouth, heating the whole universe with thy radiance. The space betwixt heaven and earth and all the quarters are filled by thee alone. Having seen this, thy marvelous and awful form, the 3 worlds are trembling with fear, O great-souled one. Verily into thee enter these hosts of Devas. Some extol thee in fear with joined palms. May it be well, thus saying, bands of great rishis and siddhas praise thee with splendid hymns. The Rudras, Adityas, Vasus, Sadyas, Vishvadevas, the 2 Ashvins, Maruts, Ushmapas, and hosts of Gandharvas, Yakshas, Asuras, and Sijas, all these are looking at thee, all quite astounded. Having seen thy immeasurable form, with many mouths and eyes, O mighty armed, with many arms, thighs, and feet, with many stomachs, and fearful, with many tusks, the worlds are terrified, and so am I. On seeing thee touching the sky, shining in many a color, with mouths wide open, with large fiery eyes, I am terrified at heart, and find no courage nor peace, O Vishnu. Having seen thy mouths, fearful, with tusks, blazing, Like pralaya fires, I know not the four quarters, nor do I find peace. Have mercy, O Lord of the Devas, O abode of the universe. All these sons of Dhritarashtra, with hosts of monarchs, Bhishma, Drona, and Sutaputra, with the warrior chiefs of ours, enter precipitately into thy mouth, terrible with tusks and fearful to behold. Some are found sticking in the interstices of thy teeth, with their heads crushed to powder. Verily, as the many torrents of rivers flow towards the ocean, so do these heroes in the world of men enter thy fiercely flaming mouths. As moths precipitately rush into a blazing fire only to perish, even so do these creatures also precipitately rush into thy mouths only to perish. Swallowing all the worlds on every side with thy flaming mouths, thou art licking thy lips, thy fierce rays filling the whole world with radiance are burning, O Vishnu. Tell me who thou art, fierce in form. Salutation to thee, O Deva Supreme. Have mercy. I desire to know thee, O primeval one. I know not indeed thy purpose. The blessed Lord said, I am the mighty world-destroying Time, here made manifest for the purpose of enfolding the world. Even without thee, none of the warriors arrayed in the hostile armies shall live. Therefore do thou arise and acquire fame, conquer the enemies and enjoy the unrivaled dominion. Verily by myself have they been already slain. Be thou merely an apparent cause, O Savyasachan, Arjuna. Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna, as well as other brave warriors, these already killed by me, do thou kill. Be not distressed with fear, fight, and thou shalt conquer thy enemies in battle. Sanjaya said, having heard that speech of Keshava, the diademed one Arjuna, with joined palms trembling, prostrated himself and again addressed Krishna in a choked voice, bowing down, overwhelmed with fear. Arjuna said, It is meet, O Rishikesha, that the world is delighted and rejoices in thy praise, that Rakshasas fly in fear to all quarters, and all the hosts of Sidyas bow down to thee in adoration. And why should they not, O great-souled one, bow to thee, greater than and the primal cause of even Brahma, O infinite being, O Lord of the Devas, O abode of the universe? Thou art the imperishable, the being and the non-being, as well as that which is beyond them. Thou art the primal Deva, the ancient Purusha. Thou art the supreme refuge of this universe. Thou art the knower and the one thing to be known. Thou art the supreme goal. By thee is the universe pervaded, O boundless form. Thou art Vayu, Yama, Agni, Varuna, the moon, Prajapati, and the great-grandfather. Salutation, salutation to thee 1,000 times, and again, salutation, salutation to thee. Salutation to thee before and behind, salutation to thee on every side. O all, thou infinite in power and infinite in prowess, pervadest all, wherefore thou art all. Whatever I have presumptuously said from carelessness or love, addressing thee as O Krishna, O Yadava, O friend, regarding thee merely as a friend, unconscious of this thy greatness, in whatever way I may have been disrespectful to thee in fun, while walking, reposing, sitting, or at meals, when alone with thee, O Achyuta, or in company, I implore thee, immeasurable one, to forgive all this. Thou art the Father of the world, moving and unmoving, the object of its worship, greater than the great, none that exists who is equal to thee in the 3 worlds. Who then can excel thee, O thou of power incomparable? So prostrating my body in adoration, I crave thy forgiveness, Lord adorable. As a father forgiveth his son, friend, a dear friend, a beloved one, his love, even so shouldst thou forgive me, O Deva. Overjoyed am I to have seen what I saw never before, yet my mind is distracted with terror. Show me, O Deva, only that form of thine. Have mercy, O Lord of Devas, O abode of the universe. Diademed, bearing a mace and a discus, thee I desire to see as before. Assume that same 4-armed form, O thou of 1,000 arms of universal form. The blessed Lord said, Graciously have I shown to thee, O Arjuna, this form supreme, by my own yoga power, this resplendent, primeval, infinite, universal form of mine, which hath not been seen before by anyone else. Neither by the study of the Veda and Yajna, nor by gifts, nor by rituals, nor by severe austerities, am I in such form seen in the world of men by any other than thee, O great hero of the Kurus. Be not afraid nor bewildered, having beheld this form of mine, so terrific. With thy fears dispelled and with gladdened heart, now see again this form of mine. Sanjaya said, So Vasudeva, having thus spoken to Arjuna, showed again his own form in the great-souled one, assuming his gentle form, pacified him who was terrified. Arjuna said, Having seen this thy gentle human form, O Janardana, my thoughts are now composed, and I am restored to my nature. The blessed Lord said, Very hard indeed it is to see this form of mine, which thou hast seen. Even the Devas ever long to behold this form. Neither by the Vedas, nor by austerity, nor by gifts, nor by sacrifice can I be seen as thou hast seen me. But by the single-minded devotion I may in this form be known, O Arjuna, and seen in reality, and also entered into, O scorcher of foes. He who does work for me alone and has me for his goal is devoted to me, is freed from attachment, and bears enmity towards no creature. He entereth into me, O Pandava. The end of the 11th chapter designated the vision of the universal form.